bitches don't care about your self-improvement. Like we as guys on self-improvement, like obviously we think, oh yeah, like self-improvement is so cool because everything we've ever done in our entire lives which was positive was because of self-improvement. Like we quit porn, right? And now we're more confident around people, around women. We quit the screen time, social media and whatever the bullshit, right? Now our nervous system is so much more relaxed, right? Compared to the other guy who's like ADHD, who's like here listening to a podcast like 24/7, and if not listening to a podcast, then he has to scroll TikTok because his mind cannot go unstimulated for like 20 minutes, right? These motherfuckers, they don't even know about meditation or anything, right? Like we guys on self-improvement, we have realized, holy shit, like self-improvement is the best fucking thing on this planet, right? We've been locked in, we've been doing all of the good habits. However, nobody gives a fuck, right? Like girls don't want to hear about this shit, and we'll talk about that more in a second. But like if you think about, not even men want to hear about this shit, right? Like if I were to go up to my friends and tell them like, oh yeah, so I did this meditation day and then I read this book and then I stared at a wall for 30 minutes because I kind of like needed a rest before the next working block starts. However, I didn't want to just consume bullshit on the internet. They'd be looking at me and then sounds like, yeah, that's like a typical thing you do, right? Because they know now that I'm kind of like a crackhead. But like normal people, they don't fucking understand what self-improvement is, okay? Like you and me, we know it's awesome, right? Normal people have no idea, bro. If you've never done a set of meditation, bro, you're not going to know how cool it is. So when you are like on a date with a girl and you tell like, oh yeah, I do meditation, bro, she's gonna be like, oh, cool, awesome, right? She doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't know how cool it is, okay? Only you and me know. Only the guys in the self-improvement club, only the guys who've actually like woken up and shit, only these people know it. However, the big notion about self-improvement is that it's the only real dating advice. So if girls don't want to hear about your self-improvement, why does it still work then? Why does self-improvement still work to get you bitches? Well, see, you have to differentiate here, okay? Because girls don't give a fuck about your self improvement, right? Like if you're on a date and you're telling her about your mewing streak or your nofab streak, bro, then like she's gonna get weirded out. She's thinking like, okay, who is this autist, right? So they don't want to hear about it, but they like the results that self improvement get you. Okay, like you're in the gym, right? You're hitting the weights, you get muscle. Girls like muscle. Okay, you're quitting porn, that makes you more confidence. Girls like confidence. Okay, that is the difference. Girls don't want to hear about the self improvement; they only want to see the results. Okay, just like how nobody gives a fuck about the basketball player, right? He's been hustling for like fucking 3 months before like the season starts, before the big tournament starts, right? He's been fucking working and working and working his ass off, bro. He gets second place in a tournament, right? The other team wins, bro. Nobody gives a fuck about this guy anymore, right? The people care about the guy who gets the results. So if you tell people, oh yeah, I'm working really hard, and even though like you and me know that's fucking awesome, right? You're locked in, bro. This is the best life that you can live, right? We know that's fucking amazing. Nobody else gives a fuck, right? Girls don't give a fuck. Your friends don't give a fuck. Like not even my family gives a fuck, okay? Like if technically, eventually, I'll make money from this shit. I'll retire the family and shit, but they don't give a fuck, right? There's no results here yet. There's no fucking results here yet. So if I tell them like, oh yeah, like I really got to work on the business, and like no, she doesn't care. My mom doesn't care. My dad doesn't fucking believe in it, you know. But that still won't stop me like from grinding, from putting in the work because I know this shit will eventually like work out, right? But that is the lesson you need to hear. Okay, nobody cares, and even if you try to like explain it to them, they wouldn't even understand, right? Like the normal motherfucker who's never heard about self improvement or who's maybe been on self improvement for a week and then he realized, oh man, it's kind of like exhausting, right? You need to be need to have a certain mental toughness, and then these guys don't have it, they quit, right? These guys, bro, if you were to tell them about like an awesome day on self-improvement, they actually think that's kind of boring, right? Like let's go through like a nice self-improvement day, right? So like you wake up and you do whatever, like you do the perfect purposeful work, whatever your work is, right? Like early in the morning, you didn't even eat yet, right? Then you go up, you go downstairs to the kitchen, you make some nice, like you make eggs or something super tasty, right? Something super healthy, maybe some bread, butter, honey, and some shit. Right? Then you go hit the gym, you fucking hit like a nice fucking workout. In the gym, you're being like social with the people, right? Because if you've kind of built like the reputation in the gym of being like the social guy, right? You're talking here to the guys, you're talking to the girls. It's awesome, right? You're flirting a little bit. You're going home, you eat another clean meal, then you start reading a book and you take like 30 minutes break, you know, just like kind of relaxing, you read something and then you get back to work, right? You do another big block of work, you do like, you do awesome work, right? You're super focused, you're laser focused and shit. Then in the evening time, you go outside for like a walk in nature, right? Like your mental health is so fucking good that you literally like you're not even wearing AirPods or anything, right? You're just like walking in nature, just like just like breathing, you know, just being like a human being, basic human being, right? You have this awesome experience. You see the sunset, and then you go to sleep. You don't have any like blue light screen time, any bullshit. No, like you go to sleep, you get amazing sleep quality, 8 to 9 hours of sleep, bro. You feel awesome the next day. You want to do it again, right? This is an amazing fucking day for you and me, right? I just described like an awesome day, and you know the reason why this is so amazing is because we're making progress, right? Like we're being more social, right? We're working hard on the business or whatever you're working on, right? You're making progress in the gym, bro, and the guys in self improvement, bro, progress is the most addicting feeling there is, right? Now, this is an amazing day for us. Normal person, bro, he'd think like, oh, but don't you ever have fun? Bro, like literally fun for them. You know what fun for them is? They're like, oh, let's scroll TikTok for 4 hours and let's just fucking waste my life away on a stupid ass screen that has like bullshit propaganda, right? Like, that's fun for these people. The fun for these people is like going to the club, right? And surrounding themselves with self destructive people, like drunk people, you know, and then they fucking drink themselves, they stay up late, they literally self harm, they destroy their body and shit. And then they're like, oh, yeah, that's fun, right? When are you having fun? Bro, we are having fun because our fun is progress. Their fun is like self-destruction. Like their fun is literally the opposite of our fun. Okay, their fun is like to destroy themselves, to do bullshit habits that are kind of like fun only when you're like addicted to them, and you haven't even like this seen that progress is so much better than self-destruction. Okay, so obviously if you talk to any normal person about your life that was literally designed to make more progress, bro, they are not going to understand. They're going to think you're miserable. They're going to think like, oh, but like, do you ever reward yourself? Bro, my life is a fucking reward, okay? But these fucking normal people, they don't understand this, okay? So when you're on a date with the bitches, bro, do not fucking talk about your self-improvement. Like, don't even talk about the gym, right? Like, bro, I could yap about the gym for like 6 hours, 10 hours, bro. I don't care, right? Like, I could yap shit, bro. I know so much. But when I'm with a girl, bro, I'm not gonna talk like. First of all, like you don't want to talk about anything with the girl. You only want to flirt with her. But that's a topic for a different video. But like, I don't talk about the fucking gym with a girl, right? When a girl asks me, "Oh, you go to the gym?" I'm like, "Yeah, occasionally." By the way, like, oh, your hand is super tiny, right? And then we compare hands, and then I start flirting with her again, right? Like, I don't even talk about shit that is like fun for me to talk about because I know as soon as I like get into the mood, right? As soon as I get into the groove, bro, like autism mode is going to kick in again, and I'll be fucking talking about like the most autistic shit because like literally you know this, right? You and me, we're fucking autists, right? We're on self-improvement, like we're reading so much, we're learning so much, bro. Like we are in the most autistic corners of the internet, right? Like maybe not, like the black people are actually the worst people on the internet, but like we are exposing ourselves to a very specific type of content, and we've been exposing ourselves to this shit for a long time. So normal people don't fucking understand, and as soon as you try to like initiate a normal person, it's almost like a guy came up to you and told you like oh yeah, bro, like you're kind of living in a matrix and there's like actually a different type of life that is so much better, bro. You've been telling like, oh, come on, fuck off, like you fucking schizophrenic, like who the fuck do you think you are? Leave me the fuck alone, right? This is you when you start like talking about your self-improvement with the bitches. Girls don't care about your progress because it's literally your progress, okay? You are locked in, you are getting better. If you tell other people, oh yeah, I'm locked in, I'm getting better, first of all, they wouldn't understand. Second of all, even if they wouldn't understand, they'd think like, damn, this guy kind of reminds me that I need to lock in myself, right? This guy is kind of like a mirror of myself, and now I kind of feel insecure because, like, oh man, like, I should like this you reminder of her weakness, pretty much, okay? And like nobody wants to be reminded that they like can work harder, okay? Not even me, okay? And even though I'm working hard, bro, I always know, okay, I can go one step further, and if I get reminded of that, that's like not a nice feeling, okay? And this is what you do with the bitches, okay? When you tell them like, oh yeah, I do the self improvement, bro, like they don't want to hear. But now you might wonder, okay, if I'm not allowed to speak about self-improvement, my life literally is about self-improvement, what the fuck do I speak to girls about then? Okay? And now here's a pro expert tip I'll have just for you, okay? So, you don't speak about self-improvement with the bitches, no. You start fucking lying and you speak about the opposite of self-improvement with the bitches, okay? So when you're on a date, okay, I want you to kind of like step into a persona. And you know, like self-improvement for us, it's awesome. For other people, it's boring. Now, what is fun for like other people? You know, what's exciting for like bitches? You know, like 18, 19, 20-year-old bitches. What do they want? Like, oh, they want like the bad guy, right? They want the bad boy asshole, right? So what I literally do on dates, okay, and I'm kind of like leaking myself. These bitches are never supposed to see these videos, okay? But what I do on dates is that I act in a kind of like in a retard persona. Okay, so literally I tell these bitches like, oh yeah, I used to do like a ton of cocaine, right? I used to hit the clubs like 4 times a week. I used to be like a fucking degenerate, right? I tried every drug there was in the fucking club, right? I used to be at parties all the time. I was fucked up. And then in school I bullied kids because like I'm that type of guy, you know, like we kids, I always used to pick on them. And I kind of like talk about the opposite of self-improvement. Like literally I talk about like being a criminal, being a retard, you know, doing drugs, stealing shit, and like beating people up and shit. Like I know this sounds so retarded to us because that's literally the opposite of self-improvement, right? Being a fucking cancer to society and fucking like making life worse for other people, bro. That's the opposite of self-improvement. I'm telling you, like modern women, especially like Western women, bro, fucked. All of them are fucked in the head, okay? So you actually kind of need to align yourself to these bitches, okay? You actually need to kind of pretend like you're fucked in the head as well. And I'm literally like, you're going to think like, that's so retarded, but bro, you are going to get your dick sucked more if you act like a criminal retard. Literally, okay? I know it sounds so retarded. I know it's like technically the wrong thing, right? Ideally, like girls wouldn't be broken and we didn't have to act like a broken guy to get them. But bro, that's unfortunately not happening. So don't hate the player, hate the game. Okay? Like these are just like the rules. So you can decide to keep on being like, no, I'd rather be authentic and I'd rather talk about my self-improvement with the bitches. But bro, you're so deep into this video, I know you actually don't want to do that shit because you're tired of not getting your dick sucked, right? So you could be like the good boy who keeps talking about self-improvement, or you could start acting in a way that actually gets your dick sucked, right? You could start acting actually like, you know, you could tell bitches, oh, if she kind of, I don't know, like if she tells you that she likes Harry Potter or something, bro, go ahead and tell like, oh yeah, I totally would have bullied you back in the days, right? If we were in the same school, I would have bullied you. She's like, oh, what do you mean? And I'm like, yeah, I used to like bully weak kids, right? And he's like, oh, you're such an asshole. And, yeah, but it's kind of like fun. Okay, so one more thing about when you're like stepping into this persona, right? Into this like asshole, retard, criminal persona. You want to actually establish that this used to be you, okay, but you don't wanna like tell her that you regret being this guy, okay? So you wanna talk about all these like bad things that you never done, like the criminal activities and shit. You want to talk about all these things in your past, but you don't want to talk about, yeah, but I used to be retarded back then. Now I'm a good boy on self-improvement because, like, again, she doesn't care about self-improvement. She actually wants that guy from the past, okay? She actually wants him. So what you do is you talk about your past, you lie about the shit, you used to bully kids, you used to take drugs and shit, but you talk about it without regrets. Okay, so in a way, when you're telling her these fake stories, bro, in a way, do it that she kind of realized, okay, like this guy, he used to do that shit and it was like bad, and nowadays he doesn't do it anymore, but he has no regrets about it. Okay, like he's still proud of his past. So like if I'm on a date, like I tell her like bullying, and I tell her, yeah, you know, I used to bully kids, and bullying actually is really bad, but it was super fucking funny. That's literally how I'll be like talking to girls like on dates, right? And she's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, asshole, right?" I had one girl once, and she was like, "Oh yeah, like I used to protect kids that got bullied in my school, right?" And I wasn't like afraid of like continuing to act to be like pretending like I used to be a bully, right? I wasn't afraid, bro. In the end, we were like fucking making out. So like even if bitches are like, "Oh, you're an asshole," right? Even if they tell you like, "Oh, the criminal bad boy, it's not what we want," bro, they want it. Okay, you're fucked in the head. You're trying to like virtue signal. Oh no, I just want a loyal husband. No, you don't. You're fucked in the head, right? Your parents are fucking divorced, right? You have daddy issues. Obviously, you want some fucked up guy as well. And you know, you and me, guys on self improvement, like. It's unfortunate that we're not fucked up, that we've kind of like decided to take a good path in life, but you can step into this character on dates where you don't even fucking know about self-improvement, okay? Like you have all the results of self-improvement, right? You have the sexy physique, the confidence, you have like the full balls because you don't fucking empty them 3 times a day on porn, right? You have all of those results, which is something that she wants. You only get them through self-improvement, but she doesn't want to hear where you got them from, okay? She ideally just wants to think like, oh yeah, like whatever, this guy, you know, who was just like genetically jacked, he was just like genetically confident, okay? This is what she wants to hear. She doesn't want to hear anything about like, oh, self-improvement, anything, bro. No. Don't talk about that shit. That's it. I do free calls right now. Check out the first link in the description. My name is Leo. I help guys on self-improvement get their dicks wet. So if you're on self-improvement, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next one. Hey.